You're born in 1st century Rome into what the gods might call a tainted bloodline. Not tainted enough to get struck by lightning, not pure enough to ever step foot inside a temple without spontaneously combusting. Just stuck outside the city walls, with a destiny no god wants to claim. The life of a Roman Carnifex. Your mother does all the cooking, the cleaning, and scrubbing off any impurity that isn't even hers. Your father? He's always gone, doing work that he says keeps Rome clean. You don't know what that means, but you're proud anyway. Then you hit age 3. Huge win, by the way. You survived diarrhea, malnutrition, and whatever lead poison is floating through the aqueducts that swept through 40% of kids your age. Congrats! In Rome, that's basically divine favor. Or, more accurately, the gods are just busy ignoring everyone else. But surviving infancy might be the worst luck you'll ever have. By age 5, you start noticing things. Your house has shiny tools hanging like questionable decorations. Father's always making weird wooden crosses in the back. Your best friend is a stray cat with trust issues, and you live beside a graveyard. Your mother calls it peace and quiet. Sure, let's go with that. Then one evening, your world cracks open a little. Mother drags you out for the first time to the market. But as you get closer, the air changes faster than a senator's loyalty. Vendors avert their eyes, clutching amulets like you're the love child of Medusa and a tax collector. Maybe you smell real bad? Maybe they just hate your face? Then you hear it.
Butcher's son!
Butcher's son? You haven't even reached the stalls yet. But before it can even process, your mother hauls you home faster than a Vestal hiding a love letter. What the heck was that? You try to forget about it, but curiosity kills the cat. Next morning, you sneak out through the Sabura toward the Escaline Gate, Rome's dump for trash, secrets, and poor life choices. There's a large crowd forming around a platform with 2 shadowy figures. As you get closer, you see one man tied to a wooden cross and another man slowly raising a hammer that looks suspiciously like the one on your kitchen table. The man raises it above the screaming prisoner's legs and the sun hits his face. It's your father. Your father who carved you wooden toys. Your father who told you bedtime stories about Roman heroes. Your father who's about to shatter a man's kneecaps with your kitchen hammer. The crowd cheers as bone cracks. The prisoner's screams echo off the city walls. And your father, he works methodically, professionally, like he's done this 1,000 times before, because he has. Later that night, you pace back and forth until he's home. You need answers. You show him your toy hammer. Daddy, why? Then he tells you, your father is not a butcher, but a Roman Carnifex, an executioner, a torturer, hired by the state when a criminal or slave needs to disappear. Basically the ancient Roman equivalent of the guy who knocks. Wow. At first, it sounds kind of cool that everyone is scared of your father, that he makes grown men wet themselves with fear, until reality hits. There is no job application for this, which means only one thing. You're born into it. Wait, what? That was not the plan. You wanted to be a legionary soldier or a charioteer with Hot Wheels and adoring fans. There has to be a mistake. Your father explains that it's no mistake. Since Rome sees death as a curse, it has been in your family for generations. Your father's father was a Carnifex. His father was a Carnifex. And his father, you guessed it, also a Carnifex. Welcome to the family business of butchering the human body into manageable parts of meat for the good of the empire and a life of isolation. Awesome! By 8, the training begins. Your father brings you to the back room, the one that's been strictly off limits all those years. It smells like iron and old leather, tools everywhere, big ones, bigger ones, ones you want to unsee. You learn to sharpen blades, tie knots, clean mallets, scrub blood with vinegar, identify bones by feel. Your father teaches anatomy the practical way. No scrolls, no classroom, just here's a body, here's how it works, don't drop anything. You start visiting the puticuli, the mass graves by the Escaline Gate. You practice on livestock, then on things that, used to be people. You learn efficiency. A goat fights the blade. A man usually doesn't. You learn where joints loosen, where nerves scream loudest, and how to clean up without leaving stains. It's basically a trade school, just one where the final exams are already dead. People avoid you in the street. Parents yank their kids away when they see you. Even guards get out of your path. You've become the one person no criminal, politician, or senatorial cousin wants to anger, because the very sight of you lingers of death and decay. You feel like you're learning to be a blacksmith of death, a craftsman in the dark arts of human destruction. You discover that if you use enough vinegar, you can clean just about anything. Blood, viscera, the sticky traces of other fluids, but you can't clean the tainted blood that runs through your family's veins. By age 12, your hands are calloused and strong, not from sports or farming, but from holding tools meant for termination. Your father starts taking you on his jobs. Not the execution platforms yet. You're not ready for the crowd's energy. Instead, you're helping your father on quiet jobs in private cellars and Praetorian dungeons, interrogations, disappearances, anything Rome wants done discreetly, because obviously Roman law is used only to prosecute guilty people. You watch your father work the quaestio, the beautiful Roman art of asking questions with pain. Some men talk, even if they are innocent, just to get a swifter end. But some don't. One man in particular refuses, so your father snaps his neck like a holiday turkey's wishbone. The rest usually talk after that. You see the ekuleos, the rack, where he stretches bodies until joints slowly sigh apart. You always wanted to be taller, but not in that way. Then the metal claws, stripping the muscle cleanly as skin bleeds too much and ruins the floor. Your job? Clean up. No stains, no evidence. You become Rome's human garbage disposal. At 16, your father decides you're ready. A bandit has been sentenced to public crucifixion because, of course, Roman law decided he was guilty. With no TV or smartphones, welcome to Rome's weekly entertainment. The sun is high, the dirt is hot, the cross waits behind you like a hungry object. But before he's raised, his legs must be broken. The crurifragium, to speed things up and give the crowd what they want. Your father steps forward, the noise drops. Then they see you. The booing starts. Apprentice of death. Your father presses the hammer into your hands. Warm, heavy, sticky with old stains. Swing from the gut, not the shoulder. Clean and final. The prisoner looks younger than you. Dust on his face, panic in his eyes, and you freeze. Your first swing is weak. Bone cracks but doesn't break. The crowd hisses, and the man's screams echo off the walls. Your father doesn't react. Don't swing to hurt, swing to end. So you do. The bone snaps clean. A hollow pop that seems to echo inside your ribs. You move on automatically. Wrists first, nail placed. The hammer raised. It drives through bone into wood and blood warms your fingers. Then the feet, pinned with one final cry. The crowd is pleased, but you feel nothing, or everything at once. Hard to tell. You hand the hammer back. Your father wipes it clean and sends you to gather the remains. The crowd drifts off, satisfied. But no applause, just heat, dust, and silence. You don't sleep that night. The cracking sound plays on repeat in your mind. The weight of the hammer on the downswing. The sheer terrifying ease of it. You realize the curse isn't the isolation or the fear. The real curse is knowledge. You now know the fragility of the human body. You know how thin the veneer of civilization is, and how easily a piece of iron can tear it apart. Your father is waiting for you the next morning, nursing a cup of cheap acidic wine. The empire survives on grain and fear, he says. Soldiers handle the grain. You handle the fear. Law means nothing without consequences. You and I are the teeth behind the empire's smile. Executioner, butcher, carnifex, stabilizer. Choose whichever title feels least oppressing. You maintain the order everyone else pretends to believe in. Years pass, each new moon adding another body to your ledger. Emotion fades. Mercy goes quiet. You become what your father was, what his father was, what Rome demands you be. Not a villain, not a hero, something older, a necessary darkness, a boundary, a reckoning, death walking on two legs. Rome sleeps fearfully at night because people like you stand in the shadows with a hammer. You never chose this life, but it chose you long before you took your first breath. This is the burden you inherit, the weight of Rome's eternal silence.